Imagine you've just awakened. It's still dark outside. And as you lie there, you see the sun slowly beginning to break through. It continues to rise as if it's interrupting the darkness as a stage curtain rises to reveal a stage. But rather than revealing a stage, its revelation is a new day. A new day to which you are invited, with the promise of a purpose pre-planned, with each step choreographed by the one who invites you to take his extended hand and dance. Hello, friends, and welcome to Strengthen Your Walk as we begin a brand new 10-part series called Dancing on Your Dash, discerning when and discovering how God has choreographed our daily steps to fulfill the incredible plan He has declared for each of our lives. I'm Kim Crabill, delighted to have you along for the dance. Dancing, what a beautiful vision. But what does a dash have to do with dancing? Isn't a dash just a form of punctuation that's used to set apart or divide? What are we missing here? Well, let's begin by talking about that dash, and not just any dash, but specifically the dash that can be so easily overlooked, the one that represents our lives. It's the dash that appears on the gravestones between the date of birth and the date of death. We all see it, but how many times do we truly perceive that that tiny dash represents an entire lifetime? Have you ever thought about it that way? The dash can certainly be a bit misleading, though, because it's always a straight line. Yet how many of us would say that life is never that simple? We will walk through valleys, we're told in the book of Psalms. Isaiah talks about the mountains we will face. Ecclesiastes 3 tells us that there's a time for everything in life, not only physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well. There will be times to laugh, times to weep, times to plant, times to uproot, times of war and times of peace. That tells us that life dips and swerves and climbs and surprises us with wonderful surprises, as well as heart-wrenching devastations. Life is neither consistently horizontal nor smooth. And so we falter and will flail and fall along the way. At times we cautiously baby step along the line. And isn't it true that other times we try to sprint past the unpleasant parts? But what if we learned to dance on that dash? Could that be possible? I'm here today to tell you it is possible, and over the next few times together, we will dive into the scriptures to discover how. So, are you ready to dance? I'm so excited about this new series. So, how do we begin? Well, growing up in the South, my young boys attended what was called social twice a week for 3 years. They learned basic etiquette such as telephone and table manners, but they also learned ballroom dancing. At the end of the rigorous program, the parents were invited to a recital, and I have to tell you, it was magical. Watching them glide along the floor, dressed in their Sunday best, it was easy to forget they were still children. I recall after one recital, I spied my son Trey's shoes where he had just kicked them off and left them on the floor. With a twinkle in my eye, I asked my husband Lee, "Do you think if you put on those shoes you could dance the way Trey did?" With a giggle, Lee reminded me that they were not, in fact, magical shoes. Well, dancing on our dash, living life at its best, does not require magic shoes. It does, however, require the perfect partner. And today, at this very minute, God extends His hand to each of us, offering to be that partner. And what a partner He is. You see, God knows our dash isn't smooth, straight line. He understands that it's crooked and challenging at times. He understands that we aren't the most elegant dancers. In fact, He knows we often go through life feeling as if we have 2 left feet. Yet He longs for us to say yes to the dance, yes to life, Yes to its rises and falls. Yes to blocking out all the naysayers who tell us that it's too late to dance, that we're too old, too young, too broken, or too much. His extended hand is an invitation for us to say, yes, God, yes, I want to dance. I don't know what to expect. I don't know where you will lead, but I know I can count on you. Maybe your life has you in a place where dancing seems like the impossible dream. Perhaps you cannot imagine a single good reason for dancing when the burdens you're carrying seem so heavy. I suspect we've all been there at times. But remember, this time you'll be dancing with the perfect partner. And with an extended hand, he reminds us in John 16:33 that not even in the midst of all of life's ups and downs, valleys and mountaintops, in its daily trials and tribulations, that by taking his hand, we can dance because he has overcome it all. So today, friends, let's say yes to the dance and allow it to strengthen our walk.